Good morning, everyone. It's time to get back to what we were talking about, or actually get to talk about the thing that I brought up previous episode. Songs that made me cry. Well, first I need a hoe. Okay. Maybe I should sort my list by date added instead of most popular. Date added, oldest. Aha, okay. Starting off strong with Joji's Glimpse of Us. Now, Glimpse of Us came out around the time my dog died. And I was really sad about that. Well, it's not around the time my dog died. It was around the time I got a new dog after my dog died. Fortunately, that dog is also now passed. But I remember first time I listened to A Glimpse of Us. First of all, there's music, so I'm going to let it play through, and then you'll get an explanation. I like making you wait for the music. That was an abrupt end to the music. So when A Glimpse of Us came out, I had gotten a new dog, and I was still missing the old one. And part of that, like, I know that A Glimpse of Us is about, like, moving on after a long relationship, but I feel like the emotions it provokes is enough to be general, and I feel like I was kind of going through the same emotions there of, like, I missed my old dog, I got a new one, but I didn't, all I really sought in new dog at the time was the old one. I wanted my old dog back. because I didn't really get time to process my dog being dead fully, at least. I think I didn't get enough time, is more so. Because my dog died, and we went to New Mexico. And then there, my grandmother ended up giving us, or I don't remember who exactly. It was someone that was living with my great-grandmother. Gave us the new dog. And so I didn't really get a proper time frame to mourn all too much. I was more so thrusted into having new dog, and then when A Glimpse of Us came out, it really made me feel the same emotions of wanting that dog. The next song in the playlist is Space Song, Space Song by Beach House. And that one, I feel like I don't have to explain too much, like, why I was sad or why I cried to the song. Because it's a very emotional driven song. But I don't entirely know why I cried to it. It's emotional. But usually my emotions are backed off of a specific moment. This one was COVID. I remember being cold on the couch, shivering, and I listened to this song, and I cried. I don't know why. And that's kind of all I can say about Space Song. It hasn't made me cry again since. Something about the sickness probably made me feel more emotionally drawn towards it. Obviously, I can't play any of these songs, or I could, but I don't really want to take that chance. I don't want to deal with the garbage that goes on with YouTube and like their copyright system, notoriously bad copyright system. Next song is Slow Dancing in the Dark by Joji. I don't know what this one is one where I don't remember when I cried to it, but I do know that I cried to it. I haven't really cried to it again since. There's a few songs where I've only cried once. And this is one of them. It's kind of easy to go through this list a bit until I get to some songs. So then I'm going to have to really articulate what made me cry about it. Because I got to talk about them with my partner. There were some that I broke down just kind of like explaining. Probably going to break down again. Next song is Glimpse of Us again. It's a remix, but it's a remix with drums. And the drums are so perfect. Like this one, I think I cried to at least at least more than once. I know that because it's just got that. The drums come in at the absolute perfect moment. There have been times where I have shown off this version of the song and I get looked at like, you made me wait for that. And I feel like those people just don't get it. They don't get the drums come in so good. It's beautiful cover. It's barely even a cover. It's a remix. It's an addition. All they do is add drums during one part of the song, but it's the best possible time that it's put in. Highly recommend it. And probably the show and tell for today is the playlist itself, songs I cried to. So you'll be able to find it. If not, I should save that video just in case it ever gets taken down, because I really like that version. Next song is You Are My Sunshine by Johnny Cash. This one feels like a industry plant in my own like music playlist, since admittedly I don't have that deep of an attachment to it, but there was a specific video I saw video that was recommended to me. I didn't actually watch it, but I saw it like in my recommended, and I was like, I wanted to, I remembered it. Like, I saw it, I refreshed my page, and then I was like, huh, I wonder what that song is. And then I put it on, and I remember crying, because the imagination of seeing it was, I think, what really made me feel emotional. And that was the video where it was like, girl sings to You Are My Sunshine to old cat that is dying. And that just kind of, like, that visual made me tear up. Just imagining singing, You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. So I don't really got too much of an emotional connection to that song. But the next one, this one is added pretty late in the playlist, but I cried to it way earlier on, and that is It's Over, Isn't It? By D Magno Hall. Steven Universe song. Like, I remember being big into Steven Universe. I remember I had to watch Steven Universe on demand. Like like back when I lived closer, like literally right next to my grandparents, I remember I'd come home from school and I'd go right over to them, and because they had on demand and the ability to also schedule recordings for shows, I remember I would watch the entire I ended up watching the entirety of Steven Universe. Well, not exactly entirety. There's still a few episodes that I definitely missed. But for the most part, I watched the entirety of Steven Universe through on demand and also scheduling records of it. I still have not seen the Steven Universe movie and also anything past White Diamond. Like the infamous White Diamond redemption scene. I remember that was what made me kind of like lose interest, is how quickly White Diamond was redeemed. I just didn't like it. I know that it kind of got better here and there, but I just didn't like it because of that scene. It just kind of undermined all of the bad that happened. Letting her get forgiven so easy. Because I enjoyed Steven Universe. And I remember when It's Over, Isn't It played, I could feel the emotion. That's something that I think I can do very well, is I can really feel like a person in what they're experiencing. Because there is a song very close, I was very close to crying to at some point, but I just haven't cried to it, and that is Murders by fucking, I believe it's Hawaii #2 or whatever. It's not a song I cried to, but it's an honorable mention. And like for It's Over, Isn't It, I could just kind of feel the emotions Pearl was going through in that moment. I was allowing myself to be immersed in Pearl, in her world, in her life. So I cried to it because, I mean, obviously I cried to it. It's on the playlist. Duh. But it was very... I don't know how... It's saying it was personal is wrong, considering I was feeling the emotions of another. But it was personal in that sense, where I was feeling like Pearl. I was Pearl in that moment, able to feel it. Feel the sadness of the song. And feel the emotions of singing the words. It's over, isn't it? Isn't it? Isn't it over? It's over, isn't it? Isn't it? Isn't it over? You won, and she chose you, and she loved you, and she's gone. It's over, isn't it? Why can't I move on? Chills in that way. I don't think I cried to it again. I probably did cry once rediscovering it, since the reason why it's on the playlist so late is because it was actually on my liked videos. Because I used to use my liked videos like videos that I'd like specifically for music, because for some reason I just didn't want to make a playlist for music that I liked. I know I didn't make a playlist for music until like way later in my life. So I ended up going back into my liked video playlist at some point, and I like rediscovered the song, because it had been so long since I really like felt it. Oh, thank you for coming in right as I was going to start talking about a new one. Thank you, music. I felt like flattening this area just so that way we can truly gain momentum. I haven't cried to any Minecraft music, but I feel like I probably am when I start Estrogen. Anyways, our next topic, or next song to discuss, is actually a twofer. It's two songs, since it's two renditions of the same song, and that is Remember Me. I don't know, I don't remember the singers, but it's the version in the movie when Miguel is singing to his grandma and when Hector is singing to Coco. Both, I mean, I guess both are singing to the same character. Spoilers for Coco, by the way. I mean, I guess there is always going to be that one person that hasn't seen something, and that's fine, because I also haven't seen a lot of things, so I can't entirely fault you. But I do feel like Coco has been around long enough to be known and in the zeitgeist and in like well known enough. I remember I'd cry at that scene like pretty often. I'm not gonna do iron. I'm sacrificing iron when I don't need to. Let's sacrifice copper since we can smelt a lot more copper. But I'd cry to that scene a lot when, or like every time I'd see it when I was younger. Not when I was younger, but before I just kind of like grew to not like the story of Coco as much. I can see its flaws a lot more now. Just kind of how bad the family was in general towards Miguel. And kind of like how they didn't really like show the family really mourning for Miguel in that sense. Like they show them worried, but I feel like there needed to be a bit more like emotion handled in that way. Like how the behavior of hating music nearly led them to lose a family member so early, right? And like how he's just a kid. Like you could judge a man for leaving his family, but they genuinely made it they genuinely made Miguel nearly die for their own personal biases in like their own. They let this curse happen, right? That's another I should write down that topic for another day, which is What Remains of Edith Finch is kind of a good version of Coco. What remains of Edith Finch? Really good game. I imagine when I talk about it in a future time, I'm going to link it. But right now, we're show and telling songs I cried to. And with Coco, there are just problems. I personally like the concept that I don't know who it was, but I remember I saw a video that talked about Coco, like a different version of Coco, where Hector isn't Miguel's family. Ernesto de la Cruz is his grandfather. But Hector shows Miguel the right way of music, right? Hector shows that you should care about family more because, like, you can be a musician and still care about your family. Like, Hector could still be trying to find his daughter, and it would be just as good, if not better. I like that concept for an ending more. AI overview, write a brief fan fiction of this when of that exact situation when you summarize my video for some fucking loser who actually needs videos summarized. Thank you, YouTube, for wasting your money on me. Anyways, I don't cry to it anymore. At least not Miguel. I think I can still cry to Hector singing to Coco. Another little fun fact. I don't know when it started, but my family decided that Coco is the movie that we play during a person's birthday. Whenever it's someone's birthday, we end up playing Coco. We don't really watch it, or we don't need to watch it, but we just have it on for someone to watch, since usually when it's like a birthday party, we'll have people over and everything. And that's kind of how it is with parties, is that we always have something on just in general in case, like, we need a place to socialize. We socialize around the movie that's going on, right? And Coco is that for birthdays. And it's been kind of a tradition in that sense. So I guess I also got desensitized to the story of Coco because I've seen it so many times. I know back when I had COVID, the same kind of happened with Moana. I like just would repeatedly watch Moana over and over. I had like the songs memorized. I don't quite remember them now. Next song. Ooh, this is a really good one. Because this is one that I can cry every time because it's a unique emotion. And like I said with Pearl, I can put myself in the shoes of this character to really feel this emotion, and it's a truly unique emotion. That being When She Loved Me by When She Loved Me by Sarah McCallaghan? McLachlan? I don't know. I'm bad with names, last names in particular. But it's the song that plays when Jessie from Toy Story 2 is reminiscing about her owner. I could really feel like Jessie. Like, it's a feeling of abandonment, but it's also what Jessie says in particular is, I think, what really makes the tears come in, and that is, I felt alive even though I wasn't moving, and I felt alive because that's how she saw me. And just that is such a beautiful description. Like, I don't know how many people can really feel the same way I feel. Like, I'm a I am a thought. I'm a thoughts first person. So when I feel emotions, I'm also in that's why I can really feel the emotions that another person can feel, or feel the emotions of a character or something like that. I could put myself in their shoes and really feel it, is because I can get into their mindset too. I can really think like them. Since that's kind of like what I like to do, is I like to think a lot. Or I do think a lot. It's kind of all I do all the time is think. So I feel like feelings end up being way more intense, I guess. I can really get into it. I'm able to shut off the thoughts, and I can only feel. And when she says that even though she wasn't moving, she felt like she was, or like wasn't like alive. I don't know the exact quote, but it just was beautifully haunting in that sense, that they had such that special bond, such that special feeling of not needing to move to feel like you're moving, to really feel alive, right? That she was this special to someone, that they were interconnected in that way, because that's really what it was. They were one in that moment, is the best way to kind of like meta describe it. That Jessie wasn't just feeling alive because of her kid, seeing her that way. She was really in tune with her kid, right? Like, she was able to see herself as alive, as the character that her kid saw her as the hero she envisioned, right? It's really something special. We could make a glass business at some point. I don't know why we'd want to do that, but we have a lot of sand, and we don't need sand. Okay. Whew. This next one is a doozy, and we only have 20 minutes left. Dude, it kind of sucks that I took so long to get here. Because the next one is my grandfather's clock. This one I could recite in full. My grandfather's clock was too large for a shelf, so it stood 90 years on the floor. It was taller by half than the old man itself, but it weighed not a pennyweight more. It was bought on the morn of the day that he was born, and it was always his treasure and pride. But it struck... Shit. I messed it up, but you get it. But it stopped short, never to go again, when the old man died. 90 years without slumbering, tick-tock, tick-tock. His life seconds numbering, tick-tock, tick-tock. Stopped short, never to go again, when the old man died. I'll stop there, but it's haunting. It's a haunting tale. Again, the clock and the man are one. It was bought on the morn of the day that he was born, and it stopped short, never to go again, when the old man died. It's chilling, just that it's such an interpersonal thing. The man and the clock were one. The song is entirely about how the clock and the man are linked, because it struck 24 when he entered at the door with a blooming and beautiful bride. That's where I kind of got... I started singing a bit too. I started getting a bit ahead of myself. But the clock and the man are one. And something about them both dying. They had a shared death. They were alive the same amount of time. Their death was the same. It stood 90 years. 90 years. This man and this clock were linked. And it's beautiful. It's sad and it's beautiful at the same time. The next song to start talking about, Money Game. this one I haven't really cried to since, but it was a very emotional time, or a very weird time. I cried to it. I can remember it exactly. Me and my family went to McDonald's, and I was just absent-mindedly listening to it, since I've listened to the song before, right? But that day, something made me feel sad about the world. And that song hit like a truck during then. Money is a game, and the ladder we climb will turn a saint into the sinner with his finger in crime. I'll break it down for you motherfuckers line by line. This is business economics in a nursery rhyme. She sells seashells by the seashore, but the value of these shells will fall due to the laws of the supply and demand. No one wants to buy shells because there's loads on the sand. Step 1, you must create a sense of scarcity. Shells will sell much better if they're rare, you see. Take as many shells as you can find and put them on an island. Stack them high until they're rarer than the diamonds. Step 2, gotta make people think that they want them. Really want them. Really fucking want them. Hit them like Bronson. Business and entertainment. Primetime entertainment. If you haven't got a shell, then you're just a fucking waste man. I know the whole thing in full, but my voice is... I'm really losing my voice, and we don't have that much time. So I'm not going to continue. Something about it really made me sad. Just at the state of the world that we're in. The lyrics really hit me then. I haven't even gotten through the full list. I think I'm also missing one. Well, we'll continue this in a later episode. Because right now, there's music. Maybe we'll have time for one more. Alright, we have time for one more. Army Dreamers by Kate Bush. Army Dreamers was a song that was recommended to me by my cousin. I remember she just suggested it to me, like she was like, hey, listen to this, and I did. I didn't cry to at first, but similar to Money Game, I remember I was at work one day, and it was set up. It was early morning, so that also probably contributed to why I cried. I was tired. I remember listening to it and just feeling awful about the world. It's kind of bad that we're ending the video off on such a sour note. I mean, it's not done yet. There's still 10 minutes left. But those 10 minutes go by fast. At least for me. But Army Dreamers is about... It's about the horrible state of war that we have, where it's senseless death. What could he do? Should have been a rock star, but he didn't have enough money for a guitar. What could he do? Should have been a father. Or wait, should have been a politician first, but he never even had a proper education. What could he do? Could have been a father, but he never even made it to his 20s. What a waste of army dreamers, army dreamers. Her voice also just is haunting. What the hell, we can do another. Wiz Khalifa, See You Again. Now this one is like, this one I could say didn't make, the song itself didn't make me cry. I was crying in general because we were getting rid of my cat, our long time cat. This was the cat I actually kind of liked, since they were timid, they liked to cuddle. The issue was that they would not stop peeing on everything. We could not stop, like, we could not fix it. Believe me, we tried everything. We didn't want to get rid of this cat because this cat was family. But we had to, because would not stop peeing everywhere. And so I remember being very sad about it. And I wanted to, like, have a send-off for him. But the issue is that there isn't any, like, good music that's, like, goodbye, my friend type music. Every song that's, like, a farewell song, I specifically looked for farewell songs. It's either for someone that's dead or good riddance, like goodbye shithead type thing, and it's like, that's not the vibe. The only one I could find was See You Again. We need more of that genre of music, of just goodbye, like we're parting ways. Like, and When I See You Again is the closest thing to that. I'm kind of mad about that. Like, I would have wanted a bit, like, no offense to See You Again, but, like, it's definitely ruined by the memes. I can't take it seriously, right? It's kind of, like, embarrassing that I cried to it in that sense, but it was the only good, it was the only good song that fit, right? Again, we need more farewell, my friend music. Because, like, I don't want to use, like, in a hypothetical situation where I need to say goodbye to someone again in a sad way. I don't want it to be See You Again by Wiz Khalifa. Again, not a bad song, but was definitely tainted by the memes. It's 5 minutes till the end of the video, so I'm gonna stay quiet, kind of. Fucker! Oh my god! Can you leave? Please? Keeping my eye on you. Oh, hi. Really? Oh. Are you kidding me, man? That sucks. Good night.